it down. Do something crazy. Do something crazy.
I just tapped. I'ma fill my cup. Got fireworks. Let's blow some up. Tonight I'm going stupid, doing things I've never done. We all got one thing in common. We just wanna have fun. Hey, do what you wanna do. I think about to do it. I think about to do it. Do something crazy.
It's in my bones, it's in my soul. You're never gonna break me down, oh no. I've got gold running through my veins. One shot, straight to the heart. No, I won't drop. You're never gonna slow me down. I've got the energy of a tidal wave. You don't gotta believe in me. I know who I wanna be. You don't gotta believe in me. 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 It's in my bones. It's in my soul. You're never gonna take that from me. No, I'm gonna be who I wanna be. Oh, say what you wanna say. I'll do it my way. I'm swimming in a sea of dreams all day. Nobody's gonna hold me underneath. You don't gotta believe in me. I know who I wanna be. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Want me to give up? Oh no, I will not fall down. Want me to give up? No, I'm never coming down. You don't gotta believe in me. I know who I wanna be. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Want me to give up? I will not fall down. Want me to give
You better not be the one to doubt us, 'cause we've been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us, 'cause we gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind.
Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. We've been on the road from the go. Hit my blow. You know we've been down for too long to give up. Can't go. I need our pace.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, time of possession should be a factor. The Seahawks are #1 in third down percentage, and they'll be up against the Rams team looking to shut that down. What a surprise here. There's rain in Seattle as we're off to CenturyLink Field to link up with our broadcast team of Brandon Guyton and George Davis.
Larry, no trip to the Northwest is really complete without a little rain, and we're going to get plenty of it here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Let's go!
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got time in the pocket. Dumps it off to Gurley. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. All week in practice, they stress grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. So that means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
Gurley again here on first down. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. And we introduce you to these starters now, and Tavon Austin, a man who really doesn't need any introduction anymore in this league.
He did it all when he was at the University of West Virginia. Played wide receiver, slot, returned kicks, even lined up at tailback and ran for over 300 yards. All of those talents will be on display in this game.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Earl Thomas is the rangiest free safety in the game. Great reactions, great understanding, and boy, will he strike you when the ball's in his area.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. But on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now back to throw. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Earl Thomas, a defensive guy that can make things happen.
Arguably the best center fielder in the game today. He patrols the middle of the field with speed and with fury.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 14 there. And it'll give the Seahawks a first down. A really nice carry there by the Flint, Michigan native Thomas Rawls.
A transfer from Michigan back to Central Michigan. Got overlooked in the NFL draft when he came out. Ended up being a priority free agent. And boy, what a rookie season he had before injuring an ankle. This guy is something else. When he gets going, their offense really responds.
This is Rawls. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Our chance to show you the offense here, Tyler Lockett. Charles, your thoughts?
Loved him coming out of Kansas State. The third Lockett that played there after his father and his uncle. An absolute true threat every time he touches the ball to take it to the house.
10 yards still left on second down. On second down, here's Wilson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. The defense here for the Rams.
Robert Quinn gets to the quarterback as well as any defensive end in the league. A lot of it goes back to his high school wrestling background. He understands leverage and hands as well as anyone.
On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Let's go!
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? the guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Let's go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Woods. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series, 3rd and 13. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Time running out here on the play clock. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to go up top again. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On 2nd down, Wilson. The grab made by Kearse over the middle. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Another run, but this time it's Rawls. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
A running play for Rawls. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll let Reese see what he can do by the goal line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Wilson on the keeper. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
I know they didn't get it, but I kind of like the call. 2nd and inches, go right to the quarterback sneak.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Thomas Rawls with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This fielded at the 2. A strong running. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really, at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now, as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Again, they run with Gurley. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now the 5th-year man, this is Lance Dunbar. And some room to work. And his first carry, he loses the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
They come out here in the eye. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
In scouting parlance, if you really like a player, they ask if you're going to pound the table for him. Well, when Todd Gurley came out of Georgia, I stood on a table and did backflips. Even with the knee injury he suffered his last year there, I thought he was one of the best runners I'd seen come into the game since Adrian Peterson.
Here's Gurley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And credit the tackle to Cliff Averill.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Let's go! Blue 58! Let's go! Blue 58!
This is Brown on the carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go! Blue 58! Blue 58! Let's go! Blue 58!
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Let's go.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. This will be caught just inside the 10. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Seattle first.
But one thing that's confirmed is that Russell Wilson knows how to elude pressure. And he finds openings to throw the ball, and he does the same thing in running it. He lost about 300 yards from last season in his rushing total, but I think that's a good thing. People respect his running ability so much, it's opening up pass lanes for his team.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He'll dump it off to Procise. And he is out of bounds just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A very solid gain of 27. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. C.J. Procise, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The one running back is Gurley.
Let's go.
And they'll give it to him here. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Shreds the tackle. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. A nice, strong run there for Rawls. His coaches back in high school in Flint, Michigan, you know what his nickname was?
No, what was it?
The Train. The man can break some tackles on occasion.
Well, it makes sense when you watch runs like that, because when you're trying to deal with a train, you're supposed to get out of the way, right? And if you don't, you're going to get bruised up trying to tackle him. That's the type of runner he is. He can pop people as he goes by them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So the grab there by the defense, the holding penalty called. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Fresh set of downs here. Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. 3rd down here. So a 3rd and 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 3rd down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. And good to see Jimmy back out there moving okay after the ruptured patella in Week 12 last year. You've dealt with that injury, haven't you?
I have, and let me tell you, you know that expression, I feel your pain? I felt Jimmy's when it happened. Now, mine didn't happen quite the same way his did. His happened in the line of duty. He was playing in a game. For me, I was just coaching. And went up to try and catch a pass. I think for me, it was just mainly age. For him, he was actually playing.
But good to see him back out there healthy. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I's, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that'll be incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Second down following the incompletion. The one running back is G3rry. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding time. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One of the things I love about this job is that I get to go to practices before games and watch guys work out. And what throws me every single time I see Richard Sherman, one of the best corners in the league, is just how long he is. I'm not even talking about being 6'5". That's not what I'm saying. The length of his arms, his ability to run with receivers and make plays on the football, even when it looks like there's a chance to fit it in, this guy is something else. And there's no surprise to me that this guy was a receiver before he was a cornerback. And maybe that's what helps him out, too, because he understands how receivers think.
Now it's Lockett. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Rawls, no gain on the play there, 2nd down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive lineman and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
So 3rd down, and defensively, the Rams have added 2 extra DBs. They'll run for it now. Here's Marcel Reese. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
First down, this is Rawls. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
And the D looking like they may blitz. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They stay on the ground. Rawls again. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's in. Nikel Roby brings him down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start out on the ground with G3rry. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2nd down following the run. Another carry now for G3rry. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Another pistol look here. The drive begins with a run by Rawls. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They go again with Rawls. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And they're definitely showing blitz here. Shift together here from the D-line. Wilson going to give to Rawls. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
We saw in 2015 Mark Barron really emerge in the NFL.
Yeah, as a defensive back, 16 tackles for a loss, but now, how about where he's at now?
Yeah, truthfully, he's no longer a defensive back. He's really an outside linebacker, but he doesn't want to hear that. So his coach tells him, you're a defensive back. Just play over
better.
here. That's all.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football.
Doug Baldwin. He finds his man, Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead will grow by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Room here to run. And down inside the 15 he goes. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down Rams.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, what was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go. Blue 58.
Now Gurley. He can't bring him. And Gurley, he fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. He'll drop to throw. They got a man. It's Woods. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion.
Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They come out here in the eye. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
So 2nd and 10 here. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards. Again, Rawls. He's been busy tonight. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll dump it off to Procise. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. 20th carry for Thomas Rawls. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. second down. Rawls. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Wilson, a give to Rawls. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over. I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
Oh, she's
on like the fifth tune.
Yeah, she left scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Let's go.
From the pistol, it's Gurley. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes. Get out of there.
Give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll run with Rawls. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Seahawks, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for L.A., the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.